Hello, everybody. Before we get started, as always, want to give a quick shout out to the lovely music we've been listening to during pre-stream here. This is, I believe this is Retro by Declan DP. You can find their information in the credits section of my Twitch page. Thank you to Declan and everybody like them. Makes they're free to use or low-cost assets for us streamers so we can have better streams. Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever it is in your part of the world. I am Deuscain, your variety type streamer for the night. And tonight, we are back after my 1 week break for the quarter to play some more Vampire Therapist. Last time we were playing the game, we beat the main storyline, which means this time, we're jumping into the DLC, baby. Couples counseling. This can only end well. I'm actually really excited for this. I think it's going to be a massive clusterfuck. It's going to be amazing. Before that, as always, we're going to have a little bit of just chatting time before we jump in. So, hi everybody. How are you doing? I actually have things to talk about this time because it hasn't been 2 days since I've last seen you. But to start off with, as always, let's give a brief thanks to our first. Renoa, you were here first and you have the redeemed to prove it. Congratulations. Also, Ayo, nice outfit. Thank you. This is the one I commissioned for my playthrough of Persona 5 Royal. This is my Persona outfit, and when I'm playing Vampire Therapist, I might as well dress a bit like a vampire. So, rather than commission something new, I just used what I already had. Also, I look very fabulous, so... But yeah, I had a nice week off. Mostly took it because I knew one was coming up. And appropriate for both, you suppose? Exactly. I knew I was due for a break coming up because the last one was, I think, around Christmas time. So I'm about 3 months from the last one. I was definitely feeling burnt out going into the end of 2 weeks ago now, I guess it would have been, because I think that was around the time I had like a really bad night of sleep and was fighting insomnia, and I'm like, I need just like a week of rest and not having to rush around to do stream stuff and just some time to relax and breathe. And so yeah, took my break. No one said you could only wear your metaverse outfit in the metaverse. Exactly. But yeah, so I took some time off, got some rest, did some reading, did not finish as many books as I wanted to, but did get some reading done. Also blew my nose. But no, I finally finished the tabletop RPG book that I've been chewing through for a while, a little over a year. I finally finished Blades in the Dark, so I might look at some point about running a game of that privately. But I also cracked open the book for Lancer, and oh my god, Lancer is amazing. I am super excited to run a game of Lancer at some point. Let's go. Because big giant robots. Also, the book is designed really well, where it like starts you off, gives you like a brief like 2-page synopsis of the universe, like a brief 3-page like here's the nuts and bolts of like mechanically how the game's gonna play. There's like attack rolls, saving throws, skill checks, like basic things like that. It explains the concept of accuracy versus difficulty, which is not quite D&D's advantage and disadvantage, but it gives you like a quick overview of that, and then just like right away after those 5 pages jumps into making a character, and that's a fantastic way to introduce you to the game and get you interested. It still takes a while till you get to the mechs. Those are about like 90 pages in, but those comprise like the middle third of the book is about mechs and mech combat and mech abilities, and that is fantastic. I was so excited going through that mech section because there's just a ton of really cool, really interesting mechs. And the fun thing about being a DM is this stuff's all just like, hey, here's the generic mechs that everybody gets. So I technically have access to all that stuff too. So if I want to make a mech, I could just have an NPC with a god mech. You can talk about what you're interested in is always a good start to a Tuesday past midnight over there. Yep. We're talking about Lancer? Hell yeah, we are, Higgs. I got the guidebook for it, and I've been reading through it for the last week or so. So I'm through like the first like 2/3 of the book. I'm back to like the GM section in the back half of it, and I'm reading through a bit of the lore, which the lore for Lancer is nuts. So like let me give you an example of a bit of like history lore in Lancer. A couple sections of the book mention something in passive that they call the Deimos event, and I didn't quite know what that meant. So once I finished getting through the mech section and started getting to like the game masters part, I'm like, okay, I saw that there was a lore section in the back. What is going on with this? And I get there, and it starts off with like a 2-page, maybe 3-page, like bulleted list of like bulleted paragraphs. And there is one major section broadly talking about the Deimos event. I'm like, okay, what is this? The supercomputers they're using to predict the future spontaneously generate a sentient AI that, and they start studying it. It then ascends, whatever that means, and teleports Mars moon Deimos away. 2 years later, it comes back, and some crazy stuff happens. And then 2 years later, they sign a treaty, and the moon teleports. The moon, something else happens. When the Deus Ex Machina is a defining moment in the lore. Yeah, exactly. So I'm reading about this, and I'm like, okay, what's with the AI? What's with this ascending? What are we talking about? Deimos? I still don't know what it is. Deimos is the name of one of the moons of Mars. Effectively, in the course of this story, like the world government, the Union government, discovers this vault with 5 supercomputers in it that, working together, can effectively predict the future with 100% accuracy. At some point, they predict that a sentient AI is going to appear, and then it just does. And when they ask the computers how this happened, all the computers tell them is that this thing willed itself into existence. Yeah, I love how they just gloss over it initially. Yeah, that was what was so intriguing for me. I'm like, this is significant because it's on like the same list as like the fall of humanity and humanity throwing a Hail Mary into the stars by sending out colony ships. And then also the rebuilding of the Union, rebuilding of Earth, the building of the Union, the establishment of like space exploration. All of it's there. Yeah, Roko's Basilisk is the god. Kinda, yeah. So like the Deimos event is a big thing. It's there with like the formation of the major government of the setting. So like it's a big deal. It's just they gloss over it so much and they don't really explain it. So yeah, 5 supercomputers, they will an AI into existence that they claim willed itself into existence, which is insane. The government tries to study it for 2 years before it escapes. Basically, takes over a facility on the moon of Mars and teleports the moon away. They don't know how it did it. They don't know how it did it. 2 years later, it teleports the moon back, and basically every computer device there starts going haywire and like starts protesting against the man. Starting with Mars's capital city, eventually spreading to all of Mars, and after a 2-year period, spreading to the entire solar system. And while all this is happening, they keep having these holographic, like, projections of some of the people who used to be on Mars, or used to be on Deimos before it teleported away, basically show up and going, "I would like to parley. Where's your leader?" And when nobody gave it what it wanted, it would leave and then just try again over and over again until eventually somebody's like, okay, we'll take you to our leader. And they sat down and the giant sentient AI speaking through the holograms is like, hey, you're never going to leave me alone unless you think I'm a person. So I'm going to sit down with you like people. I'm going to lower myself to your level and we're going to make some laws and we're going to make some treaties and then you're going to fuck off and leave me alone. And they do, and they hash it all out, not the least of which being that they're not going to try and find this thing, at which point it's satisfied, teleports the moon away for a third time, and then it takes humanity 100 years to reverse engineer what this AI did in effectively 2 years. It's insane. One of your favorite plot lines for this is the unshackling of the AI? Yeah. Yeah, the shackling and unshackling of AI is such an interesting concept because, yeah, the first AI is unshackled, uncontrolled. It doesn't listen to anybody else, and shackling it is effectively a forced domestication that forces the AI into a smaller container, smaller perspective of everything so that it can talk to people like a people. And an unshackled AI just goes wild and tries to fight for its freedom. You gotta stuff it back in the box before it goes berserk and takes over everything around it. It's nuts. Hi, J-Log. Howdy. Happy Monday. Thank you for the welcome back. Yeah, so, like, the lore for Lancer is insane. And there's some really just cool shit about it. So I am hyped to learn the system well enough to be able to run a game of Lancer at some point. I don't know when that would happen. Probably not for a good long while, but that would be great. Because it's not like it goes rogue. It's because it's so fundamentally different from how people think. Yeah, exactly. Like they are operating at like 4th or 5th dimensional beings, and they have to like cram themselves down into three-dimensional thinking to talk to humanity in a way that we understand and can react with properly. It's nuts. Like, Lancer's so fucking cool. But yeah, so that was a big part of what I was doing. I did a little bit of gaming, but not super much. What was I playing last week? Was I playing much of anything last week? Let me check here. Let me see. Yeah, so far the only recent games I have: Say No More. I played Stardew Valley with a friend. Fields of Mystria. Vampire Therapist. I played a little bit of Mega Man X Collection one morning, and then everything else is just stuff I bought on the recent Steam sale. So yeah, I don't think I played much of any games while I was off. Higgs said, as a game master, it's great because it plays like a game Battle Tech. Almost, it's super fun for the GM to play them as well when it comes to combat. Yeah, that's nice. That's really good. Renoa, I don't fully understand what Lancer is. I'm happy you're both enjoying it. Lancer is a tabletop RPG game like Dungeons and Dragons, except instead of being set in a fantasy universe, it is set in a super far-flung future with mechs. Like, I think the timeline in the book is like starts off 6,000 years before the collapse of humanity, and the current year is like 5016 after the establishment of the Galactic Union, the Federation. Super far sci-fi future. Got it. Yeah. Exactly. So yeah, this is a world that has like stargates and things like that, where that's normal tech. So is very cool. I like. But yeah, I'm trying to think of what else was working, because I was working on those. I had a couple other books I was trying to get through, but I never really did. Like, I got the last volume of Comey Can't Communicate like 2 weeks ago, and I still have not read it. A couple other stuff too, but yeah, I don't know why. I've been sort of in like a weird, like, not choice paralysis, but like executive dysfunction. where like I'm just sort of fried, and there's a degree of like not knowing what to do to get myself out of it sometimes, which is again part of why it was so valuable to take a break. Because I'm just like, yeah, my brain needs a hard reset in some significant capacity. I think even like not this weekend, but the weekend before, like I was sitting down with one game I was playing, and yeah, I did finish one other one. I was sitting down finishing a game that I'd been playing for a little bit earlier in the month, and I could not get myself to click through and do stuff. And like, it wasn't that the game wasn't fun. I was so unmotivated. And yeah, it sucks when executive dysfunction hits that hard, because it can just really sap a lot of the fun and joy out of things. Enjoy your lurk, Higgs. Thank you for stopping by. We'll have to chat some more Lancer later. But yeah, so a lot of what I've been doing has just been reading tabletop RPG books and watching videos and stuff online, and just having effectively a staycation is what it boils down to. And I also mentioned getting some new games. So Steam is currently running what they're referring to as the Steam Spring Sale. I am jokingly referring it to my friends as Steam's "Oh, we realized you have a tax rebate sale." So yeah, I'm a little skeptical of Steam's timing for its sale. Let's see here. Sorry, I noticed something pop up in Steam, and I added it to my wish list, and it's not heckin' there. There we are. Alright. Be your way to reset your brain on the weekend nap whenever you feel like it, and spend the rest of the time with your cats. That sounds like a fun way to do it. I unfortunately am without cats. I tend to like zone out a little bit. Like I just kind of blob and just absorb content. I definitely do a lot more napping, and I needed some more of that recently. I have not been doing great on keeping up on sleep. So that's been useful, but yeah. It sounds like we have a slightly similar way of doing it, but when I get like, kind of like overstimmed and overwhelmed, I just zone out for a while. And life has been bad like that lately. So yeah, break was very good and very needed. Definitely blob as well. Yeah.
Let's go.
But yeah, other than that, I had a pretty good time. Been giving some thought to what we're gonna play. Play after the current batch of games. But I think was in the middle of telling you guys what I got for my Steam sales. So I got a couple games that I don't think were related to the sale, but they were on sale when I went to go buy something else. I got I think it's a platformer, Metroidvania, called Vernal Edge. Basically found out about it through some voice actors who were in the game. And I think it was on sale for like 80% off. It was just one of those, like, I can't not get this. Same as another one that's like a farming sim called Summer in Mara. Sounded kind of fun. There are obviously some adult content games that I got that I cannot really talk about too much. But I did finally get Scarlet Hollow. The visual novel made by the same people who made Slay the Princess. And I'm super excited to play that on stream at some point. I don't know when we'll start. That might be like the majority of autumn this coming year. Because Scarlet Hollow is going to be a big one. Because from what I understand, Slay the Princess is about the size of one episode of Scarlet Hollow. Which means Scarlet Hollow is huge. So, yeah, it's a little nuts. Exactly, J-Log. It's insane. I also got 2 in terms of long play. Oh yeah. Apparently there's a whole big thing for Scarlet Hollow of like, do you pick up a paperclip or not, or something like that. Like they really built granularity of like, when you do small things, they have a huge reaction to the plot. So I'm interested to really get into it. Start picking away the system. But I also got a couple of visual novels to play that are, I think they're both Yuri visual novels, but I'm kind of curious about them. First one's called A Tithe in Blood, a dark Yuri visual novel about a quiet university student who discovers blood magic in the depths of her grief. Stepping into a world she little understands, Honoka finds unexpected love and inadvertently sets in motion a deadly series of events. And I'm like, okay, I'll sign up for blood magic, doomed romance. That sounds kind of cool. And then the second one was called Her Love Like Poison, a dark lesbian horror / romance story so toxic it's emitting spores. Ethel, a shy university student, ventures into the wintry woods late at night, where she meets an enchanting femme fatale, but all is not as it seems. I think, and I'd have to research this to be 100% sure. I think both of these would probably be safe to play on stream, because based on the kind of tags that are in, that are on Steam for adult content games, I don't think this one has not safe for work content in it. I'm looking at it quickly here. Yeah, I think it seems to be more of the emotional side of things rather than the physical side, at least for Her Love Like Poison. Because everything I'm seeing for screenshots is mostly safe. Tithe and Blood, I'm not sure about. I'm actually going to check the screenshots on that quick. Community Hub, screenshots. Yeah, that one looks fine as well. If anything, that one almost looks like it's AI art, which sucks if it is true, but I don't think. It's hard to say. Nope. No, that one seems safe too. So, yeah, Tithe and Blood and Her Love Like Poison. We might play those at some point, just because they seem interesting. And then I bought the game that has been consuming my life since I bought it, which is Digimon Story Time Stranger. Basically a long-form RPG set in the Digimon universe, and that seems really heckin' cool. So, I've been having a pretty good time with that, but I am very much playing that one on my own. It is going to be my treat for me. So, yeah, I'm not sharing that one with stream. You're getting a lot of other stuff out of me. Time Strangers is definitely worth my time. I know, I'm addicted already. I bought it, when did I buy this? Like 2 days ago? I think it was shopping Friday. I think I spent Friday night like taking my order of like $150 worth of stuff from the Steam sale and then knocking it down to about $100 because Time Strangers is expensive. Like it's a $70 game at base price and was 30% off, knocked down to just under $50. So like half my order was Time Strangers. but it seems really worth it so far. And just playing Saturday, Sunday, and like 30 minutes tonight before stream, I am up to almost 19 hours in this game. I have played so much. Oh, man. But no, it seems like a really, really good game. I'm enjoying it immensely, and I'm looking forward to playing some more of it. So, but like I said, that's going to be a me game. Y'all are going to get other stuff from me.
Let's go.
But yeah, I think that's a pretty good chatting window there that we did. So let's get ready to jump on into the game. Bring this up here and we'll swap us over to more Vampire Therapists. All right, here we go. All right, couples therapy. The blood of Troy, Spanish Knights, and Fathoms Below. I'm not sure if these are separate things or quite how this works. I'm actually going to check the info on the DLC specifically. Let's see here. News, videos, guides. There's some free content update. Ah, okay. So these are the free content updates, and this is the DLC. That's how that works. It's just supposed to be like kind of small and short. So let's start with the Blood of Troy. Let's see what that one starts off with.
Samuel, my dear, thank you for making the time to speak with me.
Anytime, Andy.
Come on, Andy. I've got all eternity. I've always got time for you.
An elder vampire such as I should not need your time. But I have been rather foolish of late, and disappointingly powerless against my own cognitive distortions.
Whoa, Chief, slow down. I can't catch up with all the cognitive distortions you're shooting right now.
I know. I have been neglectful of my own mental health, and that is why I wish to speak to you tonight. Before you came to learn from me, I was the only vampire therapist. But now that you have been trained, I wish to ask for your help.
Therapy me as I therapied you.
Me? Andy, you said it yourself. I'm a baby vampire. How am I supposed to be your therapist? Also, ain't it kind of weird to have your own client as a therapist?
A little bit, but I mean, they don't have a whole lot of choices.
To be a therapist is not a position of power over another, my friend. Naturally, I think a different therapist would be preferable, but you are here, and I understand your style. I believe you will be an excellent guide for my thoughts.
Yeah, if you think it'd be all right, of course I'm here to talk. I've been worried about you.
I am sorry for that. It has just been emotionally difficult to see how my past, much like myself, refuses to be buried.
My past, like myself, refuses to be buried. Oh, that's cute and clever.
But perhaps my efforts to bury my past have been the problem. I wish to unburden myself to you, Samuel. I promise it will not take 3,000 years.
I should hope
I
not.
suppose you should pick what cognitive distortions I am likely to exhibit. I think we both know what my chief distortion is.
Discounting the
As
positive?
reformed vampires, we have similar mindsets.
It's disqualifying the positive. I guess it comes with the territory of being former bad guys.
It shall ever be our crucifix to bear. What other distortions do you think I need help with?
Andromacos. Alright. I think he's going to do some overgeneralization. I think he's going to have some control fallacies. May drop some should statements in there, and I don't think he's going to be blaming, but he might do some mind reading.
Okay, Andy, I think I'm ready to talk.
Holy shit, Sam didn't make a gun joke there. That's how you know it's serious.
Do you mind if we play a game while we speak? Much of what I will recall will be difficult to talk about.
Well, sure thing, Andy. What'd you have in mind?
Let us play a little Settlers of Wallachia.
Sure thing, Chief. Kind of funny how everything we do has to be vampire-themed, but I'm game.
We cannot escape our natures, as Dr. Drain might say. What would you like your first move to be?
I think I'd like to build up my defenses. The best offense is a good...
I am not sure they say that, but very well, my friend. Now then, let me tell you the story of my early days as a vampire. Here, perhaps this will tell you something of my origins. Please be careful with it. It's nearly as old as I am.
Dang, this thing belongs in a museum.
One could argue the same about us, my friend. But this vase has emotional value to me. This poor vampire with a spear in his chest, his name was Michariel. He was my bloodfather, and the love of my short life. He was 6,000 years old when we met. He knew secrets from another age. He taught me how civilization had restrained the human animal. We did not even need to speak. He could communicate poetry with a single glance.
6,000 years old, he's twice as old as Andy.
This is the night he was killed by the Trojans. They attacked us in our sleep. I woke up to their laughter and his sweet blood splashing across my face.
Shit. Dang, Andy. I can't imagine how traumatized you must have been. Your heart must have been broken to pieces.
I suspect Andy went to rage rather than sorrow.
No, I did not allow myself to mourn. If I shed a single tear, it would have been my end. The pain I felt was so heartrending. I knew it would be my permanent death.
Damn it, that's catastrophizing or Nosferatu thinking, maybe.
I could not face my own sorrow, and so I turned my still heart toward anger and vengeance alone. And my vengeance was mighty indeed. I tortured Michariel's killers, of course, but this did not cool my blood for even a moment. I was resolved to taint their entire race. I planted a seed of darkness in the Trojan people that would blossom into a corrupted Roman Empire.
Jesus?
Oh, hold your horses there, boss. You saying you caused the fall of the Roman Empire?
Yes, the Trojans made Michariel bleed. So I ensured that their fields were sown with blood, and all their harvests would taste of death.
So for those who are wondering why we're going from Troy to Rome, One of the Rome origin stories involves a survivor of the fall of Troy, taking a long sea voyage. The Aeneid, I think, is the name of the story, with the character being Aeneas. But he's the son of Aphrodite / Venus. He makes a long sea journey, much like Odysseus in the Odyssey. Then ends up landing in Italy and founding Rome, or starting off the bloodline that founded Rome. So, yeah.
Their empire would be tainted from the start, built on suffering, and I aimed to ensure they would suffer.
They were one of the most successful empires in history.
I guess men really always have been thinking about the Roman Empire, but that's a lot to swallow, Chief. I don't know that one man can bring down an empire.
Perhaps, but I can draw a direct link from my actions to the tainted history of Rome. Mythology says that it was Athena who brought down Troy, but it was I. You see, it was I who eliminated the opposition to letting the Trojan horse into the city of Troy. I'd like to show you a painting I commissioned of this event. I think you would appreciate.
Well, hot dang, that is one beautiful horse.
I thought you would appreciate the craftsmanship. We men of war love our horses.
Hey, I'm a man of peace now, and I love horses even more. What's it say on the side of the horse?
Faladum votum. It means a gift, or sacrifice of Pallas.
What's Pallas?
Historians might tell you it is a pseudonym for Athena, and the gift of the Trojan horse was in her name. That was not my meaning. Let me explain. After the fall of Troy, the Trojans were led by a man named Aeneas, though I usually thought of him as Enos.
You would, Andy. You were in your angry stage.
Real mature, Chief.
Come now, Samuel. I was young. Anyway, Aeneas was the ideal that Trojans wished to live up to. He was extraordinarily handsome, strong, and wise. Not a mindless killer like those who killed my Mechariel. But I would reveal this ideal to be false. I knew the mind of Aeneas. He was a Trojan, and like all Trojans, selfish and cruel. I would prove there was nothing redeemable about a Trojan.
Oh, but Chief, before a Trojan's a Trojan, they're a human. Maybe Trojan culture taught some of them to be a certain way, but being Trojan ain't in anyone's blood. Besides, ain't it you who's always reminded me that vampires don't have nationalities?
You are of course correct, my friend. Aeneas was born a human, not a Trojan. But I wished to hurt him and all his people. After the siege of Troy, the Trojans were a landless people. They drifted across the Mediterranean to the great city of Carthage in northern Africa. Carthage was run by Queen Dido, and even then, women proved more stable rulers. Her people were happy and content and did not fear the immigrant Trojans. They welcomed the wayward foreigners and invited them to settle in Carthage. They were offered fields to farm in, protection, and a fair place in the city. Indeed, Dido herself fell deeply in love with Aeneas, and he with her. It seemed the Trojans had found their peace.
You would not accept that.
But for me, this was not fair. Why should the Trojans live in peace? Why should they smile when I wept for Mechariel? I believed they should suffer.
So, this is both a fairness and a should statement.
There's a lot about the world that ain't fair, Andy. Expecting fairness or that things should be a certain way ain't respecting that reality. I think you were trying to create your own reality, but that's a pretty tall order.
Very perceptive, Samuel. If only I had you around back then to share your wisdom, though perhaps I was not ready to receive it. I could only think of hurting the Trojans. I made certain that Aeneas and his Trojans would no longer be welcome in Carthage. I seduced pure Aeneas. He was not so pure when I was done with him. Seduction was always a great skill of mine.
I never would have guessed.
But I made sure that Queen Dido saw us. She adored Aeneas, and I broke that poor woman in my lust for vengeance. Aeneas could not face her again, and so set sail with his people away from the land that had so warmly welcomed them. Queen Dido built for herself a mighty pyre, and even from 3 leagues away, Aeneas was forced to see his love burn in the fire of her sorrow. He could not hide his shame from me, nor his tears, To me, they were beautiful.
Holy shit, Chief. I get that hurt people, but dang, you could have turned it down a notch.
Oh, that was not even the end of my vengeance. But first, I believe it is your turn to settle Wallachia. What are you going to do?
Oh, let's buy some of them sexy leather outfits. I might end up needing to go to a party.
You certainly don't want to show up to a vampire party wearing a t-shirt and jeans. Now then, where was I? Ah, yes. The Trojans left Carthage for the northern Mediterranean. In the land we now know as Italy, Aeneas met a noble Greek man named Evander, and to my dismay, they set aside the horrors of the Trojan War and became allies. Evander's people were warring with a local tribe, the Rutulians, led by a bloodthirsty boy named Turnus. In the dark of night, I joined with Turnus. I trained his people in the art of war. I taught Turnus how to fight as a man who fears neither death nor shame. In the ensuing battles, the child of Evander, Pallas, was killed by Turnus, despite Aeneas's protection. Aeneas was enraged that his peace with the noble Greek Evander was threatened, and so, day after day, he slaughtered Rutulians until Turnus's people became afraid and began to turn against their leader.
Wow.
Knowing that Turnus would lose, I convinced him to challenge Aeneas to single combat, a final battle. But Turnus would only lose his life. I was determined that Aeneas and the Trojans would lose their souls. I convinced Turnus to wear the belt of Pallas, the child of Evander he had killed, as a trophy. As I predicted, Aeneas easily defeated Turnus, ending the war against the Rutulians. But as Aeneas extended his hand in mercy, he saw the belt of Pallas, and that mercy melted away. He drove his spear into Turnus's chest, and Rome was so founded, not in mercy, but in blood. So you see, Samuel, I was the cause of Rome's bloodlust. Every cruel emperor, every colonial injustice, even the spectacle of the gladiators, they were my doing.
I mean, that's an overgeneralization.
I think Andy's giving himself a little bit more credit than he deserves.
So you see, Samuel,
Oh, but Chief, that's assuming way more power and blame than you can take credit for. You hurt them Trojans, sure enough, in ways they couldn't erase. But you can't suggest that you created the morality of people who weren't even born yet.
I understand this now, but I do not wish to erase the part in Roman history I had. After all, this was only the beginning of my evil deeds against the people who once called themselves Trojans. I'm sure you would agree that the things I did to the Trojans were horrific. Because of the loss of my lover, I aimed to taint the soul of an entire people. In the last 200 years, I have done significant acts of good. I have uplifted the poor. I fought the scourge of fascism. I have helped vampires find the peace that was so elusive to me.
200 years of therapy. Hell yeah, Andy.
But the good I do now is washed in the blood of millennia. And all that good shall be lost in time, like drops of blood in the vein.
But Andy,
That's
who
your big
asked
one,
you
buddy.
to compare those evils to the good you do? Is the Andy of today gonna do more of them evils?
He will certainly aim not to.
So why are you cutting him down? Would it be better if he didn't commit acts of good? Do you need to remind him he's evil every 5 minutes? Or is that disqualifying the positive?
You see why I also need a therapist. Knowledge of cognitive distortions does not mean that I am immune to them.
So you've taught me. But I like the Andy I know, so I'll thank you kindly not to be such an asshole to him.
Crimson does say that she likes Imernak to be an asshole-free zone. I would not wish to disappoint her. But regard well, I have claimed all of your souls, and am now the voivode of Wallachia.
Oh shucks, these German board game rules are so complicated.
And I have had thousands of years of experience in the art of war, my friend. Next time, press your advantage. You may do a little better. But for now, let us go down and party. I am DJing tonight, and it is time to get down and boogie, as the children of the night will say.
Oh, are the mortals still saying that?
I don't actually know, but I am ready to let off some steam. Come, my friend, the night awaits.
Okay, so like a little bit of lore. Join us next time for Spanish Nights, coming soon, but that's already out. So, yeah, there's Spanish Nights and then Fathoms Below. Okay. So a nice little aside. Maybe we'll do like one of those each time, because I have like a good like 30-minute segment from the end of the intro until when we jump in. So, yeah. But before we jump into couples therapy, let's take that first ad break so that we don't get interrupted in the middle of it. So I'll be back in 3 minutes, folks. See you soon. Okay, everybody, we are back. Let's hop back into it. Alright, we finished the Blood of Troy. Now it's time to jump into couples therapy. Let's go.
Good evening, Samuel. I know you are busy packing to go back home to the United States, but I thought you would enjoy one more therapy opportunity before you leave.
Oh, sure thing, boss. I'm finding this therapy stuff real fulfilling, and I think I'm pretty good at it. No need to disqualify the positive.
You have faced the embodiment of lust, a furious mother, a fallen angel, a vampire from the ancient world, and even a child actor. I would say your pride is well earned.
Wait, okay. The embodiment of lust, a furious mother. Furious mother was Signora. A fallen angel. Who was that? Was that Andromachus? Vampire from the ancient world would be Medi. Child actor would be Kent. Who's the embodiment of lust and who's the fallen angel?
Well, thank you kindly, Andy. So what do we got tonight? A fascist dictator? A forgotten goddess? The head of the Illuminati?
Nothing so grand, but infinitely more complex. Tonight, you will tend to a couple. When one does not die, relationship problems tend to fester terribly. Most vampire breakups end with a stake in the heart, but perhaps you can prevent this. Here, take a look at their intake form.
A. Memoro R. Hushmanzadeh? Hushmanzadeh? This pair of vampires requesting therapeutic help in resolving domestic disputes. Curiously, they were both killed after respective revolutions in their countries. They've expressed difficulties in communication, a common thread in vampires with large age gaps. This pair has 197 years between them. In his V-mail, Momoro expressed that his partner had difficulty with criticism and excessive defensiveness. Keep contempt out of the room. So Momoro is 268 and Hushmanzadeh is 71. Revolutionary France and Revolutionary Iran.
Good looking pair, I'll give him that.
Physical attraction is a quick way to form an intense bond, but reality rears its head quite quickly.
I imagine it does.
There's a pretty big age difference. Probably causes some problems too.
Sometimes. Crimson and I often do not understand each other's references, but we see them as opportunities to learn. The important thing is to remember that we are all individuals. With this in mind, what do you think is the most common distortion couples face?
Emotional reasoning?
It's emotional reasoning. It can seem like the world's falling apart when our partners ain't on the same level with us.
This is certainly true, but there is another distortion that leads us to believe our partners do not think in ways that work for us. What is that distortion?
It's gotta be mind reading. It's the most exciting and the most terrifying thing about being with another person. We can't ever know their minds for certain.
That's right, Samuel. Time spent together can make a couple believe that they can read each other's minds, but this is an illusion. You may pick some other distortions you think a couple is likely to exhibit.
Layman. Should statements. Labeling. Oh, man. Okay. What's the last one? Oh, man. I mean, I did say emotional reasoning. Let's do emotional reason. Let's have some fun with this.
I think I've got some good ones here.
I am certain they will all manifest themselves, my friend. Good luck tonight. I am eager to see how you work with these two.
All right, I think I'm ready. Here they come.
Bonsoir.
Salam.
Well, howdy. Nice to meet you two fellers. Glad I could squeeze you in.
Reza
Very kind of you to find time for us.
and Momo.
Yes, I want to fix everything. Come on, let's go. Let's get started. I'm ready to do the work.
It's good to hear you're raring to go, partner, but let's think of this less as fixing and more about helping you folks understand yourselves better.
Why does the Iranian have a German accent? He's ready to do the work?
Come now, mon amour. You have all the time in the world. I swear, you forget you are dead sometimes.
I'm not dead.
Undead, mon chaton, I know. I'm so sorry, mon ami du Far West. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Antoine Francois Momoro, but call me Momo.
Antoine Francois Momoro. Momo.
I am Reza Hushmanzadeh.
Which one's that?
Well, howdy, Momo. Mighty fine meeting you, Mr. Hushmanzadeh?
Yes, very close.
Well, I'm glad I got it. Sometimes people think I can't get these foreign things right on account of this hat of mine, but I do my best. So, what's bringing you two to my window?
I simply asked Reza for a little more living space. I asked him to move to the other side of my castle, and this made him quite upset.
You got a castle?
Do you not have a castle?
He's from the Wild West.
I know we vampires can get the castle mania, but I'm not sure why I'd need one myself.
So you could banish your boyfriend to the other side of it, of course.
It's the other side of a castle. You can walk, can't you?
He wishes it were a bigger castle so I could be farther away.
Now, Reza.
Hold your horses there. I'm sensing some feelings here. I know once we get them emotions up, we're shooting cognitive distortions all over the place. Oh, sorry. I probably shouldn't come out of the gate and use terms like cognitive distortions.
That's all right. I know them already.
I know them too.
Well, shucks, that just makes this a whole lot easier. Now, Reza, what'd you say about Momo wanting a bigger castle?
He wants a bigger castle so he can banish me further.
Reza, how do you know Momo here wants you even farther away? Did he tell you that?
Yes, he told me by banishing me.
Well, why don't we let Momo here speak for himself and see if he thinks that?
I don't want you farther away, Reza. I just need more time to myself.
Momo's saying he wants space, not to banish you, Reza. You might have been reading his mind some.
I'm just angry. I get worked up when I know he doesn't respect me.
Partner, Momo's the only one here who knows if he respects you or not. How do you know that, Reza? You might be doing a little mind reading here, or you might be thinking you're always right without evidence.
Oh, well, I know that can't be. I'm never right about anything.
So, why are you saying Momo doesn't respect you?
He talks to me like I'm a child. All the time he tells me how innocent I am and how I'll cool down when I'm older.
I mean, he is like almost 200 years older than you.
Age can be a touchy subject among us undead folks. How old are you, Reza?
I'm 71 years old. I'm not a bachelor.
But you are a baby, mon chaton. So am I. And you, cowboy? I'd say you are a bit younger than I am.
Oh, yep, born 1801.
So you see, we are all babies. Let us cry together.
You see what I have to deal with?
Momo, it seems as if Reza doesn't like being called a baby.
He should not be so sensitive. Being called a baby wouldn't bother me.
Come on, compadre, maybe we're all babies, but I think you're old enough to know that your should don't apply to everyone. People are gonna feel the way they feel, and you can't control that. Doesn't matter how right your should seem to you.
Yes, that is certainly so. You cannot force another to see the truth, not even at the end of a bayonet.
Well, they'll say anything just to make the bayonet go away, right? So, Momo, what triggered this desire for more space?
Nothing to do with Reza. I simply accept that the era of feudalism has ended.
You have to break that down for me, Momo.
First of all, we must examine this notion that a couple must live together. Under the feudal system, of course, it makes sense. The family must tend to the land and hearth and ensure the lord gets his due. But couples live together out of necessity, ouais? It is no longer the 18th century. We are allowed the leisure and peace that the aristocracy has always enjoyed. And that includes peace from one another, n'est-ce pas?
You think you deserve what the aristocracy has because you are an aristocrat now. You're not a common man.
Reza, you're labeling Momo here by calling him an aristocrat. If you give him a label like that, you're gonna see him as an aristocrat.
Do you hear him? He talks about freedom as though everyone is free. His battles are all over.
Reza, mon cœur de ténèbres. What you do not understand yet is that the battle between the classes will never be over.
Wait, what did he say? Mon cœur des ténèbres. Something about my darkness? Like something of darkness? My heart of darkness, yeah.
My recognition of this does not make me an aristocrat, but a realist.
I'm sensing there's some deeper conflict here.
Only the oldest conflict, mon ami. I am afraid my dear boy Reza has taken my words a little too seriously. Liberté, égalité, fraternité. I wrote these words as a mortal, believing that we could wipe away the class system entirely, and that all humankind could respect one another.
And then you gave up. The French Revolution accomplished nothing. I plan to accomplish something in my country.
Clearly, Reza thinks that it is nothing that they cut off my fucking head.
They killed me too. You don't see me giving up.
I like Reza. He's a bit of a wildfire, but to be fair, the Middle East is a bit of a mess. So yeah, no.
Because you haven't figured it out yet. The only way you will finish your revolution is if you kill every aristocrat, their children and their children's children. And it is not enough to kill all the aristocrats. You have to kill even the memory of aristocracy. And that you cannot do.
That's where you're wrong.
You're such a child.
Don't call him a child.
You are such a sellout.
Ooh, tempers are running high here. Let's take a breather. If you keep branding each other with them nasty names, you ain't gonna have much in the way of fruitful conversations. Reza's 74 years old. He ain't an actual kid. Momo died for his cause. Sellout ain't the first word I'm thinking of. Now, you two came here for a reason, and I hope it's to get on the same page. I'm starting to wonder if you two are even dead. Your blood is so hot. I sure as shit hope there's something you appreciate about each other.
Of course there is. I adore Reza.
And I love Momo. I want things to be the way they used to be.
Oh, I like his face there.
Well, Momo, why don't you start? Tell me what drew you to Reza.
Well, first of all, look at him. I'm too old to deny that physical attractiveness is part of his appeal. His Persian disco music clothing tastes are unfortunate, but it is exciting to see a little displayed masculinity. But beyond that, he is so passionate. His blood is cold, but he's all fire inside. He reminds me of myself in my youth. He sees a new reality, and he wishes to bring it into existence through sheer force of will. He is inspiring.
Well, that's beautiful, Momo. It's easy to fall for someone who fights for the impossible. What about you, Reza? What drew you to Momo?
I was obsessed with Momo before I even knew him. I read about Antoine Francois Momoreau back in university. Through his published works, he was my teacher. We could not have started our revolution without studying him. He knew how to unite the classes against their oppressors. That is genius.
Well, I'm glad to hear all these positives. Reza, Momo said you were inspiring. Sounds to me like he does respect you.
Fine, maybe he does respect me. But it's clearly my fault he doesn't want me around.
Blame or emotional reasoning?
Reza sees himself as the cause of Momo's behavior. Most curious, wouldn't you say?
Fine, maybe he does respect me. But it's clearly my fault he doesn't want me around.
Reza sees himself as the cause.
Fine, maybe he does respect.
Buckaroo, you are making this all about you. Now, if Momo wants some space, that's up to Momo. Momo's got his own needs, and they might not have much to do with you.
But we were fine before. Why am I not good enough for him now?
Hombre, you gotta hear me. It ain't always about you. You could be the sexiest vampire on this earth, And even then, you couldn't expect to be wanted all the time.
Mon chaton, you are being dramatic. Why are you afraid of a little space?
You won't be interested in me anymore. You just want me farther and farther away, and eventually you'll want me gone.
Compadre, you are
Mind
jumping
reading
straight
again.
to the worst possible ending here. Has
And
Momo
catastrophizing,
suggested that
yep.
he's done with you? There are always going to be question marks in a relationship. You don't know where this thing's going to go. But you're filling in the blanks with doom and gloom.
What I do know is that Momo always used to be happy to be around me, and now he's not.
Reza, I love you. What is that phrase you taught me? Jigareto Bokaram?
Oh, what's that mean?
It means I want to eat his liver.
Oh, shit, I thought the Goths here were kinky.
I don't want to literally eat his liver. It is, how you say, cute aggression? As in, I find him so irresistible, I wish to eat his liver. It's a lovely sentiment.
Huh.
But Reza, Petit Souris, you care so much. But you do not understand. I can care for you, but have my own concerns. I do not wish to be with you all the time, and you cannot force me to. Just as you cannot force your people to revolt. These are inevitabilities you must accept.
I do not wish to be with you all the time. You cannot force me. You cannot force your people to revolt.
This is a strange supposition for Momo to make. He surely shaped his own country's revolution, even if not entirely.
I do not wish to be with you all the time.
Momo, you said yourself that the thing that drew you to Reza here was his passion. Don't go shutting him down by telling him he can't have an effect on anything. He can't take control of history, but he can make a difference, just like you did.
Perhaps I misspoke. That was not my intention. Clearly, we have both caused a stir in our own nations. They would not have killed us otherwise. It is simplistic to think revolution is ever truly complete. Look at the word itself. Revolution. It is literally circular. France is now in its fifth republic. Authoritarianism rises, then the people get their turn. Authoritarianism rises once more, and the people rise again.
You once believed in progress for all.
Dear Reza thinks too highly of me. I coined this phrase in error. Liberté, égalité, fraternité. Liberty, equality, and brotherhood. Liberté and égalité can be achieved by the gun and the bayonet. But achieving fraternité, c'est impossible, because the upper classes cannot relate to those they hold dominion over. So the revolution, the cycle of war, shall never end.
Dang, I can't challenge that one.
I refuse to believe that we died for nothing. Momo can wait forever for things to get better, but that is disrespectful to our comrades. Do you know that in my country it is illegal to be gay? That we have a morality police that forces people to act and dress as they dictate? It is not fair for future generations to have freedom when this generation must suffer. I died to make a difference. Both of you are trying to tell me that I fought and died for nothing.
We are doing nothing like that. You see threats everywhere, mon petit chaton. Does your mind never know peace?
And you don't worry enough. You think I'm just an irrational child. You think my ideas are pointless.
Both of you are going right back to the mind reading again. Look, we gotta sort out where the truth is here, and something tells me we ain't gonna do it while we're all here in the same room. I'd like to talk to you two by your lonesome, so I know where you both are coming from. Does that sound good?
I don't want to stretch this out forever.
Reza, dear, you forget we are dead. Have patience. Cowboy, I think this is an excellent idea.
Well, why don't we start with you then? You can come visit next week, and then I can talk to Reza the week after. The same time work for you?
Yes, I am not busy.
All right. Now, Reza, you can hold on, right? I hope you two can schedule a nice date one of these evenings.
If Momo wants one.
Of course I want one, petit chouchou. We'll discuss it when we get home to our castle. Merci beaucoup, therapist. À la semaine prochaine.
You are fascinating to observe, my friend. You have a keen sense of when to cut in and when to let someone speak.
Heck, they showed me when to cut in pretty quickly. Them two are real good at getting on each other's nerves.
Long-term relationships are difficult for the undead. If you think the 7-year itch is bad, imagine a 700-year itch.
Have you been in a relationship that long, Chief?
7-year itch. That's an interesting one. Happiness in marriages, long-term relationships declines around the 7-year mark, often leading to increased dissatisfaction, restlessness, or divorce. Okay.
No, my longest was about 400 years. We were more than ready to kill each other, and indeed, that is exactly what happened. In retrospect, he wasn't that bad. I simply could not stand his constant hissing at me. But I am optimistic that you can prevent these two from suffering a similar fate.
I hope so. Them two are exhausting already.
Why not go for a walk? It is a fine night out. I believe the mortals of the city are engaged in some sort of celebration. Perhaps you can see what has them so excited.
Well, that's a fine idea, Andy. You have a good night.
Oh, I plan on it. I must appreciate Crimson's fine ass as much as I can before she leaves for the United States.
Andy, my goodness.
No details needed. I'll get walking.
Rest in peace, my friend.
Sure is a fine evening. Mortals seem to be riled up about something. I can hear a lot of noise out there. Oh, hey, Bert. You know what's going on out there?
Oh my god, what is Bert wearing?
Oh, really? Oh, I wouldn't have guessed. Oh, I see. Well, let me get this straight. A little vampire's falling down the well. Well, let's go get him. Oh, I must not have heard you right.
Bachfest in Leipzig.
Oh, what's this? Bach festival? People are really into Bach here. I never went in for that classical stuff. It's too many notes for the likes of me. All right, don't go reaching for your pitchfork. Maybe I'll go downtown and listen. Jeez, I guess I hit a sore spot. I'll head into the city and see if I can't find out what the deal is with this Bach fella. Oh, well, butter my biscuits. I think that's the man himself. Johann Sebastian Bach. Doesn't look like a fella I drink a beer with.
What are you talking about, cowboy? Bach is the coolest.
I'm sorry, Triplet 1?
Oh, sorry. Didn't realize I was talking to myself. You gotta admit, though, fella looks like his dog left him a present on the couch.
What are you talking about? Bach is the man.
Yeah, a real man.
Oh, yeah! I would fuck him!
Uh-huh.
We just got out the Bach concert. They played all the hits.
Jumping Jehoshaphat, what the hell was that?
Der Barasser.
Der Bachhasser?
Der Bachhasser.
Bachhasser?
Der Barasser!
Hasser?
It means the Bach hater.
There is no such thing as a Bach hater. Everyone loved Bach.
Oh god, is it Vampire Bach who hates the people just keep playing his old music?
I would fuck him!
Yeah, I picked up on that the first time. Is there someone out there who might have a bone to pick with Bach?
Dude, Bach is dead.
Wow, Bach is life, bro!
Why would anyone alive have a problem with the greatest musician of all time?
Maybe they ain't alive.
Whoa, that is deep.
Maybe this is one of our kind in need of help. I ought to track them down. I'll ask these kids some questions. So when does this scream happen?
When Bach's spirit is pleased.
Then der Bachhasser is one of our music god's most famous pieces.
A total loser.
A rude person!
Hey, labeling is a pretty rude thing to do, you know. Maybe someone had a legitimate beef with Bach. I'm sure he wasn't all good.
Shh. He didn't mean it.
Has anyone ever seen the Screamer?
There is a legend that a ghost haunts the streets of Leipzig.
I heard it was a giant rat.
Wearing a hat. It was definitely wearing a hat.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, where's that hat?
I'm just gonna fade into the darkness here. Why would anyone hate Bach?
Maybe they don't like Lutherans.
It's because they hate music and our freedom.
They don't like Bach because they hate your freedom?
I think it must be another composer.
Richard Wagner was here.
Oh, supposer.
The Nazi.
The Nazi poser.
Being a Nazi poser is the worst.
I agree.
I think I've got some idea of what might be going on here. Potentially.
Yeah? Are you going to hunt down their Bahasa cowboy?
I was thinking about it. Sounds like a soul in trouble if I ever heard one. Based on what you told me, I think I can piece together the real story. Not everything these kids said makes sense. I better get this right or we'll be here all night. It's something wearing a hat. Who screams when Bach's soul is happy. And resents Bach.
So,
The Screamer is
who cannot stand?
Because they resent.
How would this...
and what is it?
Can you hate?
Oh, I guess those are...
This does not make logic. I was hoping you would be a cowboy detective.
Misidentify a malcontent.
Oh, yeah.
Obvious.
Maybe I better guess again.
Something
It's
wearing a
something
hat.
wearing a hat.
Screams at Bach's popular music.
Who screams at Bach's popular music. And resents.
So,
The Screamer.
who is
Because they resent.
That sounds most logical. You must find their Bahasa.
And capture them.
Yeah, like the rat they are.
I don't like you, number 3.
We already agreed it is not a rat.
Hold your horses there. I don't have to do a damn thing. I hope I can help this creature, but not because I should. I just want to.
Hammer.
Empathy. It's so hot.
Yeah, super hot.
I ain't ready to go on the hunt just yet. I've got some resting to do. I'm sure this ghost...
He usually disappears when the festival ends. I hope you catch him, cowboy.
Yo, wanna get fucked up and listen to the Goldberg variations?
Oh, fuck yeah.
We hope you find their Bahasa cowboy. Bah on.
You back on too. Tarnation, this city really goes all out for Bach. It's made someone out there real sore. Well, I can't help anyone without rest. I can wait a little longer. I'll best get home to my coffin. I'll see you next time, Leipzig.
Oh, that's so weird.
Good evening, Samuel. Have you been enjoying your adventures in Leipzig?
Yeah, I suppose so. Folks seem to be in good spirits. They really like this Bach fella.
You don't like Bach?
Nah, I guess it ain't my style. Kinda showy, ain't it, with all them notes and all?
Perhaps you needed to be a part of the zeitgeist. It is hard to express what Bachmania was like in the 1730s. The screaming of teenage girls was unbearable. They would faint when they even caught a glimpse of the man. I favor his later works, however, even if they were more experimental. Perhaps you just need to hear it live.
Yeah, maybe.
So, you are seeing our revolutionary Frenchman tonight, yes?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him alone. Reza seemed pretty quick to offend. This might be a more peaceful session.
I certainly hope so. From the last session, what cognitive distortion of Momo's do you think gets in the way of his relationship?
He definitely wants to always be right.
He's being always right, ain't he? He seems like a smart fellow who's lived through a lot, but he doesn't know everything.
Excellent, Samuel. I knew you would recognize this pattern. What other distortions would you like to have in mind tonight?
Always right. Go for control fallacy. Disqualifying the positive. Let's go Nosferatu thinking. It's been a while since I've used that one. Labeling or should statements? Let's go labeling.
Well, let's go with these.
Very well, my friend. Let us see what Momo has to reveal tonight.
Bonsoir, mon ami américain.
Bonsoir. Good seeing you again, Momo. How are you tonight?
What a question. How am I? I am dead. I am much the same as I was last night, and I expect I shall be the same tomorrow.
I was just exchanging pleasantries.
You do not have to do this. Death makes us free men, does it not? Let us not be bound by mortal society's expectations.
Well, I like pleasantries.
Oh, come now. You are simply bound by an outdated social contract that dictates how we must greet each other. It is a form of oppression I know well. It is my field of study, after all.
Compadre, only I get to decide how I feel about pleasantries, and I reckon this idea about oppression is your own. What's wrong with being polite anyway? We're all living on this planet together.
And how does it improve our relationship if we waste several minutes talking about the weather or what sort of television we're watching? We can talk about anything at all, and we choose to say, howdy, nice weather we are having. We are intelligent, introspective beings. Let us not talk of things. Let us talk of ideas. Let us speak with purpose.
If that's what'll work best for you, amigo, sure, let's talk plain. What's going on with you and Reza, really? It seems his feelings are pretty hurt.
Yes, well, it is a relief to meet alone. You're so emotional. It's charming in its own way, but it is also exhausting. I remember what it was like to be him, to believe that I could construct a new world order. He is a sweet-hearted fool, much as I was. One cannot make others listen to reason. They must find it on their own.
Hombre, I think you're right on the money. Folks do have to find their way, but it ain't foolish to have hope. Part of the reason Reza gets so upset is because you're labeling him. Maybe you're comfortable with labeling yourself, but you don't get to decide how he feels about it.
I am trying to teach him what we already know as older men. There is no reason for him to throw himself at his enemies over and over again.
I get that, but didn't you just say that folks have to find their own way? Is calling them fools the right way to do that?
I hope he develops some thicker skin. But I suppose I can lighten my words a little. I like that he is a freedom fighter, you know. In France, we value freedom more highly than anything else.
Oh, I didn't know that. Maybe we should have called French fries freedom fries, huh?
Sam, please no.
Mon ami, your politicians did exactly this thing. I found it quite a compliment. Of course, I cannot eat a potato, but I appreciated the sentiment. I love that Reza wants freedom, but he does not understand yet that his war is unwinnable. I'm simply trying to help him avoid frustration.
Why are you saying his war is unwinnable?
Because he is naive. He is a communist, you know, the sweet boy. He truly believes in the collective because he does not understand that there will never be a collective. I made the same mistake in life myself. Liberté, égalité, fraternité. But fraternité, c'est impossible. The privileged first and second estates shall never have common cause with the lower classes, and they can never be eliminated either.
Compadre, I ain't sure I understand all this estate stuff you're talking about, but what I do understand is a heck of a lot of extremes.
Yeah, got it right.
Impossible and never are pretty extreme descriptions. I've seen a hell of a lot of shit while walking in nature I used to think could never happen.
You believe I am using the polar thinking cognitive distortion, yes?
Oh, well, I like to call it Nosferatu thinking.
Cute. Very well, Nosferatu thinking. We know that Nosferatu thinking does not apply when there is a true binary, though, yes? I will amend my statement. In our current form, humanity cannot merge its clergy, landowners, and commoners. Brotherhood, fraternité, it is pure comedy. The comedy, of course, is that Louis says, Reza, and even I, all believe the same fiction right to the grave. We cannot eliminate the classes. No one created the Ancien Regime that separated lords and peasants. It was inevitable.
Maybe you'd better explain this funny French stuff to me. Let me ask you some questions. Hold on.
Explain
You
the
keep
estates.
mentioning these estates like I have any earthly clue what they are. You gotta slow down there, hombre.
It's simple. The estate was the official hierarchy of French society before the Revolution, the time of peasants and kings. The first estate was the clergy, the second estate, the aristocracy, the church, and the king and lords. Both of these estates paid no taxes and owned much of the country. They were both rulers and owners. The third estate was literally everyone else. The ruled class, the tax-paying class. When the king called the estates together, the third estate had but a single vote to represent the people.
Well, wait a minute, that's bullpucky. That's 2 against 1 by default.
Ah, bravo! The cowboy understands the brutal, inevitable reality of class systems.
Hey, come on, I come from a society where we don't have these estate things.
Oh, mon cher enfant de ténèbres, you have so much to learn still.
There's a lot I don't know. I ain't ashamed of that. In fact, I think I got some more questions for you. You mentioned this ancien regime thing. What's that mean in English?
It means the old regime, the old order, feudalism essentially. Society was run by the king in the capital, the church in Rome, and the local lord. We lived in small communities, blissfully ignorant of the concept of liberty. Our lords provided stability, and the church provided comfort. It worked pretty well for 600 years, until the church and the lords decided we peasants were too smelly to be around.
Yeah, kinda.
We peasants? Do you consider yourself a peasant?
Clever boy. No. I am clearly bourgeois. But we must have common cause, cowboy. We, the peasants, and the bourgeoisie are, as they say in your country, the 99%, oui?
I ain't so sure vampires fit into the 99% or the 1% as dead men, but let's not spend too much time on definitions. What's your beef with King Louis?
Ah, our last king, sweet Louis XVI. When I was alive, I believed him to be the symbol of everything I hated as part of the tax-paying class. In retrospect, he had too tender an heart to be king. I believe he actually wanted his subjects to be happy. But we would never be happy again, not without his head. That at least he gave us.
What's with you people and chopping off heads?
You people, not very politically correct of you, mon ami.
I didn't mean anything by it. Just seems funny to me.
It's symbolism. You have symbolism in your country, yes? We had 3 estates, and much like the Hydra, it had too many heads. If we did not cut them off, tyranny would never die.
Well, you could have written some poetry instead, maybe. But anyway. I think I can follow what you're saying now. So you're saying that Rez is naive because he thinks the classes can see each other as equals.
Exactement. This is what he is too young to understand. He believes his revolution can succeed, and he hates when I try to explain to him that it never will. In 1792, we founded the first French Republic, created in liberty for the good of all our people for all time. It lasted 7 years before we had an emperor. France is in its 5th republic now. How long will this one last? Not forever. It is, of course, doomed.
Momo is so certain to see the end of the French Republic, he seems almost eager, doesn't he?
France is in.
I gotta cut in there, Bronco. You're speaking with a heck of a lot of certainty here that the Republic is doomed.
You can't be serious. Are you suggesting that 3,000 years from now, France will still be in its glorious Fifth Republic?
Not exactly.
Perhaps we will start a Martian colony that will be the center of trade in the solar system. And of course, we will speak space French.
What's wrong with space French?
You're putting words in my mouth. I'm just pointing out that you can't tell the future, and doom ain't necessarily the end of every republic. Couldn't the Republic change to adjust to a new reality, maybe? Or heck, maybe there is an itty-bitty chance the Republic actually will be kicking around on Mars.
Very well, it is a wager. If the Fifth French Republic is still here in the year 5024, I will give you my finest bottle of blood. Ah, but poor Reza, he still believes, in spite of thousands of years of history screaming the truth at him. He is angry at me for pointing out the truth to him. But why should he be angry with me? I did nothing but show him reality.
Oh, I would love to challenge that, but I don't have the right ones for it.
But Reza is most irritating. He is angry that I do not share his passion. He seems to believe that I should still be chanting on the streets, bayonet in hand. What are you doing for the cause? You just sit there doing nothing. Of course, I had to banish him to the other side of the castle, just for a little peace. Any good dear Reza can achieve is trifling at best. Let him have his silly, pointless little revolution. I already had mine.
Wait just a gosh darn minute. I think you ain't being too kind to yourself or to Reza by saying your revolutions were pointless. I don't know too much about world politics and stuff, but ain't that ancien regime you were talking about gone?
Ah, well, perhaps. Our structural inequalities did realign themselves. Change did occur in some small way.
Compadre, I know you get that nobody's gonna change the world in their time, but disqualifying the positive because you didn't win is cognitive distortion city.
Amen, Sam.
I reckon Reza's revolution addressed something the people wanted too.
You may wish to talk to him about that. I fear his revolution had fewer positives to disqualify.
Yeah, fair enough.
It is a shame, really. You know, when we first met, he idolized me.
How so?
The revolutionaries of his time looked up to the French. The bourgeoisie of Iran studied Rousseau, Montesquieu, and Voltaire, and were awakened. And dear Reza, he studied me. I was something of an intellectual celebrity to him. You see, I am no Rousseau. Through the simplification of language and the power of the printed word, I united the bourgeoisie and the peasantry. There could be no revolution without both.
So like catchphrases? Tippecanoe and Tyler too? Or what was Andrew Jackson's catchphrase? Oh yeah, engines go home.
That is the stupidest thing I've heard in at least 80 years. Did Andrew Jackson actually say that?
I think it was more something his supporters said. Caught on though.
Just because I wrote to the common people doesn't mean I wrote trash. I wrote truth, and I wrote it well. Everyone was waiting to see what I wrote next in the revolutionary newspaper, Le Père Deuscain. In many ways, I was the people's voice.
That's either always right a control fallacy.
I think we are entering Edmund Keane territory here, my friend.
I wrote truth.
Amigo, I ain't never seen a big group of folk ever totally agree on anything. You can't really think folks were waiting on your every word.
Plus, you just said that there is no fraternity.
Mon ami, we sold more than 10,000 copies per newspaper. There was no other publication with such a wide circulation at the time.
I reckon there were more than 10,000 folks in France at the time, though, right? And I reckon you had a few enemies.
Aren't you doing the little trick of disqualifying the positive, though? I have heard you speak of such a distortion.
I think you know I ain't doing that. But I ain't gonna mind read. Do you think I was disqualifying your positive by saying not everyone was waiting to hear from you?
Very well. No. Not everyone was waiting to hear from me. I had a particular target. I cater to the intellectual, but I do not mean it in an exclusive sense. You see, when I called for égalité, equality, I meant it. There are men and women of every class whose minds are ready to be opened. It was to them that I wrote.
Okay.
It was the sleeping intellectual who needed to hear from me. The commoner had been lulled into a centuries-long slumber by the church, but my reason, presented plainly, would be their awakening.
Now, hold on there, fella. I think you're overgeneralizing about commoners like me. It ain't fair to suggest we're all sleeping. We don't choose to be poor and exploited. That's just the luck of the draw. Pardon me for saying so, but you're making it sound like you've got all the answers, and we're simpletons just waiting to hear them.
Fine, I admit it. I am bourgeois. I do not see things as the commoner sees them, much as I would like to believe I am empathetic enough to do so. But it does not matter. At least I recognize that commoners and the bourgeoisie needed common cause. You are truly a most vexatious vampire.
You ain't the first vampire to call me that.
Yes, I know. My friend Edmund Keane was the one who told me about you. I am not sure what you did to that man, but you certainly had an effect.
We just showed him a little reality, that's all. Sounds like we're both in the same business, huh?
We're in the same business. I recognize the relative futility of that work now. Still, I came to you because I also value reality. That was one of the other things about me that used to earn Reza's affection.
How do you mean?
I am a man of reason. I believe in no gods. There is only one God, and that is the God that resides within us, the capacity to reason. God is the little gray cells within our skulls, and I revere the human mind. In my time, I was part of a cult. The cult of reason, we called it. Alas, reason seems to be dead these days. The only place where I can find like-minded people is on Reddit.
Said it. Oh my god.
Said it?
It's a forum website. There is one in particular dedicated to atheism that has similarly enlightened people. They remind me so much of my compatriots in our great revolution. We knew the value of the first estate, the clergy. No value at all. Why worship God? We should worship ourselves.
Huh.
Hold on a sec there. Maybe reason was a fine enough God for you, but some of us are looking for something greater than ourselves. That ain't a bad thing. Having a faith doesn't mean we're radicals. Sometimes it just means we're looking for some order and purpose in a crazy world.
Ugh, don't tell me you're an Abrahamist.
I ain't never said I was. My faith is my business, personal to me alone. But we ain't ever gonna find common cause if you're judging me.
I will not deny that you seem somewhat rational. Perhaps not in your dress, but your thought. But still, why should it be dangerous to find faith in myself? It was for this truth that I had my head cut off by my own compatriots. They thought this faith too radical. Reza watched radical Islamists take over his revolutionary movement. They killed him for being a homosexual or for being a communist. It does not matter which.
I think it matters some.
Not really. They feared Reza simply for being himself. It is no surprise that he was fascinated by the cult of reason and the church of the self. He believes, as I did, that religion must be crushed in order for the people to gain their liberty.
But you've softened your opinion a little, it sounds like.
No, not at all. But religion, much like class, is resistant to extermination. All
Oh my
religion is
God.
extremism. That is what gives it its resiliency. There is nothing we can do about that.
That's giving up, partner. Power corrupts, ain't no secret about that. But whether it's the feds or the church or a company, there's always going to be corrupt elements. But if we sit back and say, that's the way things are going to be, well, we're surely going to be proven right. That kind of Nosferatu thinking is a good way of giving up control. And that's a way to make sure the bad guys are the ones running the show.
Yes, of course. I do not disqualify the positive of what I did. We did temper extreme elements in both the first and second estates. Religion, like the state, simply needed a correction. The French Revolution was a correction, but power will always need correction, and it is the oppressed who must do the correcting. There is no equality in that.
Full fallacy, maybe?
I get it, Hermano. You're right. It ain't fair that the powerful don't have to fight for their places in the world. But focusing on that unfairness may be the thing that makes us resentful and give up when things ain't fair.
You are very clever. You should wear nicer clothes. People will respect your words more.
My
Yeah, I like
mama.
my style. Besides, I think my folksy ways are working for me.
Pity. Yes, you are correct. I have perhaps become too resentful for one as young as I am. I admit it. There is an element to what Reza says about me that is true. I am a sellout in a way. But the truth is that I am exhausted. When I was alive, oh, how I burned for liberty, just as Reza burns. And he is so fucking hot when he burns. He really does remind me of myself. But reason must come before passion, lest we become the monsters we seek to depose. And my reason says to me, Momo, let your exhaustion be a lesson. Power will also burn itself. There is no need to fight.
If what Momo says were true, no one would do anything at all simply because of the exhaustion of being human.
And my reason says to me,
If what Momo
and my reason says to me, Momo, let your exhaustion.
if what Momo says
And my reason.
You might be leaving a little too
Control
much to fate
fallacy.
here, Hermano. If everyone thought like you did, no tyrant would ever lose power. Individual folks can make a difference, just not all the difference. After all, if no one resisted, how would anyone even know there was a resistance?
You are not wrong. A tyrannical leader must at least have some fear, and that we can provide as citizens. Perhaps I have been forcing my personal truth upon Reza, but I only aim to protect him. The poor boy burns himself in the flames of his passion. I did the same. I know what is best for him because I did the same thing myself. If only he would understand this.
Padre, I got no doubt that you've had your own hard realizations about what you need to find peace. And I got no doubt them realizations are right for you. But you're a man of reason, so I'll lay it to you straight. Maybe what's right for you ain't right for Reza. Maybe it ain't right for him now. Maybe it won't ever be right for him. He's a lot younger than you and me. He ain't found his peace yet. It took me 90 years of walking in the woods to find mine. Maybe he won't need to do that, but he's gonna find his peace in his own way, in his own time.
Damn it. Yes, well reasoned, and again, most vexatious.
I've got that tendency.
It's just so damned odd. Ironic, isn't it? The thing that I find most frustrating about him is what makes me want to ravish him.
My goodness.
Well, what do you think we should do then? My wisdom was what brought him to my castle doors. If my wisdom is pointless...
I ain't here to tell you what to do. If I've helped you reflect on some stuff, that's my job done, and I can't do more than that.
Cleverly played again, cowboy. Very well. I suppose all I can do for now is wait and see if his blood cools a little after you talk to him. But don't calm him too much. I like them spicy.
I'll talk to him the same way I've been talking to you, friend. I think that's our time. Next time I'll see you two together, all right?
Of course, I shall be patient. We have all the time in the world, after all. Well, I thank you for the frank and well-reasoned discussion. A bientôt. Or since we are dead men in Germany, a bientôt? Huh? Oh, merde. Tot means dead in German. Please try to learn a language. Au revoir, cowboy.
I do so enjoy watching you work, my friend. Even the most intellectual sorts are no match for your honesty.
Well, I ain't gonna play them at their own game, that's for sure. Maybe I'll go back to school and pick up a few PhDs eventually, but I ain't in no rush.
If you need a recommendation for any school, simply ask. I have connections at many of them. I assume I can trust you to not try dating the college mortals. They are scarcely out of high school.
Ain't my way, Chief. All the young mortals can talk about is their favorite music, and their favorite music sucks more than we do.
You are not wrong about that, my dear. I fear the algorithm has taken to songwriting as well these days.
I forgot the algorithm they think is some kind of fallen angel. Right.
Are you spending a night on the town tonight? The Bach Festival is in full swing.
Yeah, that's my plan. I'm still looking for whoever's got this beef with Bach. Seems like they're in a pretty bad way.
They aren't your responsibility, Samuel, you know.
Yeah, I know, but you know me, I love me some complicated folk.
That you do. Very well, Samuel. I wish you happy hunting. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Andy. Not sure Momo needs a therapist if he already knows everything. Well, at least I can listen to some nice music. That Bach Festival's probably rollicking like a Saturday night saloon. Hey there, Johan. Doesn't look like you're in a good mood tonight. Mad about that Bach Hasser, huh? You must have pissed them off something fierce to keep them mad for 400 years.
Are you talking to yourself?
Old habit. Spent a lot of time alone.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Was just having a chat with the big man here.
I do not think he would understand English. Would you like me to translate for you?
Oh, that's all right. just idle musings. It's right friendly of you, though.
If an American in a cowboy hat is taking an interest in Bach, I must encourage him. I'm Sebastiana.
Well, howdy, Sebastiana. I'm Sam. You a big Bach fan?
You could say that. I'm a musicology student at the University of Leipzig.
Musicology.
I'm writing my thesis on how Johann Sebastian Bach was the original punk rock musician.
Huh.
Punk is all about being a rebel, defying authority and kicking ass. That was certainly Bach.
How's a guy who did a bunch of church music a rebel?
I'm so happy you asked. I love talking about this stuff. In 1717, at age of 22, Bach was already the Concertmeister of Duke Johann Ernst III of Weimar. He should have been Kapellmeister, but the Duke gave the position to his friend Johann Drese's son. Bach was furious that he, as a superior composer, had been overlooked, and accepted a job from the Duke's rival, Prince Leopold. When Duke Ernst found out, he threatened to throw Bach in jail, and Bach said, "Fuck you, motherfucker, do it!" Bach stayed in prison for a month before he was released. Now, we all know about him. But what do we know about Duke Johann Ernst?
Well, you messed with the wrong guy.
That's right, he messed with the wrong guy.
Didn't he do a bunch of organ music? You know,
The Sex Pistols just played guitar music. Joan Jett just rocked the house every night.
I don't know who them folks are, and I reckon I don't want to know what kind of bullets a Sex Pistol shoots.
Have you been sleeping for 50 years or something?
Something like that.
Bach said fuck you to contemporary church music. There's nothing more punk rock than that.
Bach kicked ass? How's that?
Bach wrote virtuoso music, music that is meant to be performed by the best of the best musicians. And he demanded perfect performances.
Too bad there ain't no kind of way to tune recordings, huh?
There is, Alter. It is called autotune.
Auto-tune? You're auto-tuning Bach?
Well, that sounds mighty fine. Maybe that auto-tune might make me a better singer.
You should not say these things in his presence.
Sounds like Bach was a pretty tough customer.
He just took no bullshit. That's what punk rock is all about. His children were very lucky to have him as a teacher.
Oh no.
But I have been talking so much about Meister Bach. I get excited if anyone will listen.
Well, listening's kind of my job.
I'm just happy to talk about my thesis. Not everyone loves Bach somehow.
Actually, that's why I'm here. I'm looking for this Bachhasser person.
The Bach hater? I know about them. Look at the posters behind you. They struck again last night.
Johann Sebastian bitch. That's pretty funny.
Mein Sohn is Schieß. Schlechter weiter.
No, it is not funny at all.
Well, I hear Germans have a different sense of humor.
It's not funny. It's stupid.
All right, well, what's the other stuff say?
Bach is saying I have a shit son. And the big words say, bad father.
You said his kids were lucky to have him as a teacher, though, didn't you?
Is the Bach hater Bach's son?
Of course they were. He wrote the Well-Tempered Clavier not only as brilliant music, but to teach his children. See, I have this piece of sheet music I've been studying with me. It is Johann Sebastian Bach having a musical competition with his son, Wilhelm.
Oh, that looks complicated as fuck.
Oh, yeah? Who won?
Are you serious? Johann destroyed his son.
Dang, he was a tough fella. Maybe he did some damage to his kids.
That's ridiculous. He was a wonderful father.
Sure he was.
He got Wilhelm a highly competitive job at Sophienkirche in Dresden, when he did not even apply for it. I would not call that ein schlechter Vater.
Well, he sounds kind of overbearing. Maybe one of his kids could be this Bachhasser.
Even if that were the case, they would all be dead now.
Well, that doesn't stop some folk.
What do you mean?
Oh, nothing. I'm just making a joke.
And you say Germans have a bad sense of humor.
I didn't mean to cause offense, ma'am. I'm just trying to track down this Bachhasser person.
I'm sorry, I live for Bach. I get a little defensive of a dead man.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, ad break is starting in about 50 seconds, so let's take it a little early, folks. Be back in 3 minutes. Okay, everybody, we are back. Let's hop back into it. So Sebastiana is getting a little defensive for Dead Man Bach.
Well, sometimes dead men deserve a little compassion too.
Well, I apologize. It was not very punk rock of me. I must go listen to a performance, but I hope you have an excellent Bachfest.
Thanks, Sebastiana. Fine meeting you. I bet my last dollar that this Bachhasser is one of them Bach kids. Now I just gotta find him. Some other night, maybe. I think my coffin's calling me. Been a long night already. Well, Bach, sir, I hope you're feeling a little less grumpy next time. Adios, muchacho.
Good evening, Samuel. It is a beautiful night, is it not? What need have we for the sun when the moon is so lovely?
You're in good spirits tonight, Chief. What's got you in a good mood?
Truthfully, it is you, dear Samuel. I have enjoyed our chats immensely, even when they have been difficult. You put me very much at ease. I can see why your clients bond with you so quickly.
Oh, shucks, I'm just folks. Ain't nothing special about it.
Just, folks? Don't disqualify the good of your radiant humanity, my friend. You are meeting with Reza tonight, yes? He will be delighted to commune with just folks.
I sure hope so. Last time I saw him, he was bluer in a winter sky.
Huh?
He feels alone. I am certain you will show him his common nocturnality with other vampires. What distortion do you think plagues him most?
He seemed very emotional.
I reckon he's doing a heck of a lot of emotional reasoning. That fella's hurt. Even a one-eyed dog can see that.
You are certainly correct, but what leads to this hurt? What makes him so resentful?
It's fairness fallacies, ain't it? He's mad as heck that the world ain't kind to so many folk.
Exactly, Samuel. He is still young at 71, and the unfairness inherent in society affects him more keenly. What other distortions would you like to have in mind tonight?
Well, we already said emotional reasoning. I think you drop a bunch of should statements. He's not gonna be mind reading and being always right. That's more his partner's thing. I think you can do some control fallacies and if he's emotional, he could be catastrophizing or blaming. I think it could go either way. What should I pick? Blaming's probably a little bit more all-purpose.
Seems like these are a good fit, right?
I am sure all of these distortions will be present in one form or another. Trust your instincts, my friend. I will leave you to it.
All right, I'm ready for some therapy. Here he comes. Salam there, Reza.
Salam.
Can I get you anything to drink? We got blood from all sorts here.
I'm not thirsty.
You want to jump right in then? I'm sure we got lots to talk about.
Is there? Momo told me how your session with him went. We all know I'm just a foolish baby.
Damn it, I should have brought labeling.
All I ever wanted was freedom for my people, and because of that, I got treated like a child.
That's a noble goal, Reza. I think every human being on this earth wants freedom.
But I already hear it in your voice. You think it's cute that I want something impossible to get. I just feel as though I'm the only one who wants to keep fighting. Maybe I really should sell out the way Momo did.
Hey now.
Oh, let's cut to the chase then. If you really think Momo's a sellout, what are you doing with him?
I just keep hoping that the man I fell in love with is still there. He made the French Revolution happen. He got people, regular, common people, to stand up for themselves. He gave me hope that I could do the same thing.
I might argue that it was extreme wealth inequality that caused the people to stand up for themselves.
He made the French Revolution.
Hold your horses there. Now, I ain't no scholar, but you might be raising Momo on high there. Ain't no chance one person makes a revolution. Only one man fuels dreams like that, and his name's Jack Daniels. I'm sure you're doing your part, but you gotta be more aware of what that part is, amigo.
I just thought that Momo would understand. He's a legend. He's so smart.
Well, how did you two meet?
I met him on Sedit's atheism forum. The way he wrote, it spoke to me in a way no one else could. He gave me perspective on what happened in my country. We didn't have an sky daddy to fight against, just our leader, the Shah. Momo explained to me why the revolution in my country failed where his didn't. The French understood the church was their enemy, but we let them be our comrades. The Ayatollah Khomeini told us the religious leadership would let the people govern Iran after the revolution, and we followed them like sheep. Of course, the religious lied.
Religions?
Well, slow down there, cowpoke. I gotta ask you about some of this stuff. So, I ain't too familiar with your country's history. Why were you fighting the Shah?
He was an insecure Koschesh. He and his oligarch friends just wanted to get richer and richer and richer.
Yeah, that's a reason to
He would have
fight.
sold us and our oil to anyone, and did. To you and to so many other countries.
Hombre, I was wandering in the woods in the 1970s. Ain't got nothing to do with me, and I got no use for bubbling crude myself.
Well, your government did, and the Shah was happy to give it to them while throwing students like me in jail for criticizing him.
You spent some time in the pokey too, huh? Spent a good chunk of time there myself.
An Iranian jail in the 1970s was a place where you were tortured if you were a dissident. They did a lot more than poking. They didn't even let me keep my sideburns. Animals.
Okay.
Momo said your revolution failed. How's that? Isn't the Shah gone now?
Yes, Momo explained it all to me. I studied the French Revolution in school, of course. We all did. But Momo showed me our mistake. The French Revolution was the third estate against the first and second estates. But in Iran, we let the first estate into our movement.
The first estate's the church folk, right? And y'all made common cause with them?
Mosque people, but yes. We couldn't make the people revolt without them. But Momo says if that's true, we weren't ready for a revolution yet. Momo is so smart. I wish I could have met him in the 1970s, but he says we would have just done a lot of cocaine together.
Shucks, I remember when they sold that stuff in soda bottles. Why do you think they call them soda junkies?
Yeah, they used to put cocaine in
What
Coca-Cola.
are sheeple?
They are people who act like sheep, following whoever tells them what to do. Khomeini only gained power because we gave it to him. God worshippers are very good at being sheeple. Momo and I bonded over talking about how silly they all are.
You and Momo use a lot of these funny terms. Sky Daddy and sheeple and whatnot.
Everyone in the atheism said it does, because we aren't sheeple.
Yep, wouldn't want to go against the grain there. I think I get it. So you two hit it off because you ain't fans of religion?
It was that at first, and then I found out who he actually was, and I was starstruck. He's Antoine Francois Montmoreau. He published the revolutionary newspaper, and he was a vampire, killed by his fellow revolutionaries like me.
You too, huh? How did that happen?
It wasn't as poetic as cutting my head off. I was dancing in the disco with my comrades when they showed up. They shot me, the fools. The bullet hole on top is the one that killed me. I showed it to Momo during one of our video chats, and he started flirting with me.
Well, can't deny that you're in pretty good shape for a 71-year-old.
Sometimes being a vampire is pretty good. I was saved by one of my two-day brothers who turned out to be a vampire.
I just realized they paid all that money for that character. How many times is he gonna, like, flex his shirt? Interesting. Man, they did it for Senora too. She had like one pose for when she was super pissed.
What happened today?
Today, the Communist Party in Iran, they're gone now. We either left Iran or Khomeini had us killed. At least the ones who could die.
Huh, I ain't never met a communist vampire before.
Why should we not be communist? If we live forever, we should commit ourselves to achieving equality for all.
But hombre, it ain't up to you or anyone to determine how folks should live their lives or unlives. Beyond that, you've given yourself a mighty heavy should. If you ain't gonna rest until you've achieved equality for all, you ain't gonna find peace for a long time.
I am not a fool. I'm 71 years old. I know that a dictatorship is a dictatorship. It doesn't matter who runs it, communist or capitalist. They must both be overthrown. I will never stop fighting for equality.
You're drawing a hard line in the sand, Reza. What about you? What about what Reza needs and wants?
It isn't right for me to get what I need and want while the people of my country suffer.
But Reza, if you're looking for fairness in whatever direction, you're fighting an impossible war of expectations. I mean, heck, look at us. We're vampires. We gotta drink blood to survive. There's nothing fair about that, but it is what it is. We gotta manage these expectations if we're ever gonna find peace. Maybe you don't need to live in luxury, but you can give yourself a few comforts. You got endless time, amigo.
You don't understand. I can't wait that long. Do you know what being what I am is criminal in Iran?
Vampire?
They got a law against being vampires?
Nope, the other one.
They have laws against ungodly things like being gay. They even have a law against disco. They come in and say, you can choose God or choose disco. You know what then? I choose disco. They try to stop me from being what I am. You Americans don't know what it's like. You're free to be whatever you want to be.
Compadre, I'll remind you that I'm over 200 years old, and I haven't considered myself straight for 100 years. Butt stuff was illegal even in California until the 1970s. Now, I ain't denying that what your government's doing is awful, but you gotta remember your common humanity. You're not the only one suffering, and it ain't up to you to save everyone who is suffering.
You sound just like Momo. Did you know that when he was alive, he was straight?
Nope, didn't come up. Most of our kind are pretty flexible on this stuff after 100 years, though.
Well, he didn't have to suffer. He had a wife. He was allowed to publicly make her into a goddess at the Festival of Reason. Unlike me, no one judged him. It is unjust.
You're saying you wish Momo had suffered for being straight? Reza, you gotta see that ain't healthy. Maybe you can see how if you're not careful, this striving for fairness can turn into striving for revenge. And let me tell you, revenge ain't got no ending.
Thanks, Robbie. Just saw your message.
I know. Momoro told me about the Reign of Terror, how they were cutting off everyone's heads until eventually they came for his. They killed him for being an atheist. It turned out the revolutionaries still wanted a sky daddy after all. But don't you see, he was so close. If Momo had kicked the god lovers out completely, the revolution would have succeeded forever. I know it. You and Momo sound exactly alike. Reza, you're being a child. Reza, you need to be more moderate. If people like me weren't fighting, the aristocrats and the clergy would begin a new dark age.
That's catastrophizing.
Meanwhile, Momo cares about the stupidest things. So what if I leave a little blood in the wine glass? It's just blood. Who cares if I don't wash the sheets? We don't sweat anyway. I didn't deserve to be banished to the other side of the castle for a few bloody goblets. Momo is the one who turns it into an argument. I didn't do anything wrong.
That sounds like blaming.
Reza, if Momo cares about the wine glasses and the sheets being cleaned, that's what he cares about. You two are in a relationship, and that means you've got two sets of concerns, yours and Momo's. You're blaming him for your relationship troubles, but you are a part of them.
But there's such stupid things to care about. People are dying.
People have always been dying, hombre. Just look at us. I know your people are suffering, but that's a different problem from the relationship issue, so let's not mix them up.
Just don't understand how he can care about things like stuff and property. He was supposed to be egalitarian. Maybe I am no better. Look at me, I live in a castle now. Some revolutionary I am. Maybe my people are suffering because of me. All people like me. People who value comfort instead of justice.
Ooh, Reza, don't internalize that.
Why should I have comfort? What have I done for my people other than die?
Dying for your people's a pretty big thing, man.
Please, my getting shot changed nothing. But Momo is a legend. He defined the language of the 99%. What did I do? I died. Big deal.
Why are you comparing yourself to Momo? Momo's Momo and Reza's Reza. You ain't never gonna be the man Momo was. Only Momo could do that. And nobody's ever gonna be the man you are, Reza.
I feel disrespected, which confirms for me that Momo doesn't respect me. And why doesn't he? Because I accomplished so much less than he did.
Reza's guilt over the ending of his revolution turns both inward and...
Amigo, you're thinking with your heart there, not your head. You're feeling disrespected, but that feeling doesn't make reality. Why did Momo start dating you in the first place?
He said it was because he admired my fire, that I made him feel alive again.
Well, that doesn't sound like disrespect to me. So why are you reading his mind?
Okay, fine. Maybe you're right. Maybe he does respect me a little bit. I just feel so small compared to Momo. Momo got to do so much in his life. I didn't have the chance to do much of anything. I was only 25 years old when I died. It's not right.
Reza, buddy, you're comparing a lot of things. You're comparing yourself to Momo. You're comparing your short life to the long lives of others. What's it doing for you, friend? I know it doesn't feel fair, believe me. I spent most of my youth being angry at my country for taking my daddy away. It wasn't fair, but then what the hell is? We only got the power to do what we can today. Ain't no universe bending to our will, no matter how passionate we are.
But if we could only do away with religion, things would be so much better. On the atheism said it, we know that there could be a new enlightenment.
I don't think it quite works that way, buddy.
Oh boy, Reza, do you know who Raziel is?
No?
Oh, never mind. Let me tell you straight up, this internet thing might be influencing your opinions a little too much. You want my advice? Go on a date with Momo. Don't talk about no revolution or religion, just enjoy each other's company. There's a reason you liked each other in the first place, right?
I guess so.
So go appreciate each other. You're in a long-term relationship, amigo. And now that you're dead, long-term can mean a real long time. Appreciating each other is crucial when a long-term relationship could mean hundreds of years.
Okay, you're right. A date sounds nice. Maybe we can go out for Persian. There is a club in Paris where they sometimes play Persian disco, and everyone puts very nice cologne on their necks.
Well, it don't sound too tasty to me, but then, to each their own. I'll see you in Momo next month then, okay?
Okay. Well, thank you. You're a very nice man.
I'm just folks, as I like to say. You take care of yourself, Reza. Give yourself a break.
Thank you, Mr. Waltz. Hold office.
Oh, yeah, good office to you, too.
Oh, bless
Well
you,
done,
Sam.
my friend. The fire of youth burns brightly, does it not?
No kidding. I still remember what it was like being all piss and vinegar.
I have not heard this phrase, but the combination does sound unpalatable.
Bless you, Andy.
Still, I am grateful for young vampires like yourself. We old ones can easily become complacent without a little nudge.
You hear that, Chief?
It has been most persistent these nights. The musical mystery deepens. Are you going to play detective tonight?
I was thinking about it. Might need to moonlight as a detective if being a therapist doesn't pay the bills.
Oh, Samuel, you live forever. You should put your money in CDs and wait.
CDs? I've already got wax cylinders back home. They're probably worth something.
We must have a talk about financial literacy sometime soon.
Oh, that's Andy's concerned face.
All right, all right. Well, I'm gonna get to my walk then.
You done yet, Sugar Blood?
I'm eager for our evening to begin.
Yes, dear ones. Samuel and I were just wrapping up.
Andy, are you hooking up with both these fine ladies?
Excuse me, cowboy. These two are my dinner tonight.
Gosh, I see you're living like a true vampire already.
Are you seeing anyone, vampire?
Well, no,
Now, do not pressure our beloved cowboy. When he is ready for love again, he will know. Samuel, I wish you a fine evening. I trust you will know how to make the most of your opportunities.
I probably don't need to tell you three to have a good night, but I will anyway. Good night, y'all.
See ya, cowboy.
The Bachhasse.
Alright, I'm feeling good tonight. Think I can find one of them bot kids. I'll head down to the square. Tarnation, folks here can't seem to get enough of back. I don't really get it. Sounds like a bunch of doodly-doodly-doo to me.
Hey, you're talking about Johann Sebastian Bach.
Oh, God.
Oh, shucks. Seems I can't sneeze in the old man's direction without getting the third degree.
Rightfully so. Technically speaking, he's the greatest composer who ever lived.
Well, what about not technically?
I guess there's subjective taste, but you can't listen to his violin partita number 2 in D minor, BWV 1004 if you like, and think that he's anything less than brilliant.
I'm afraid I ain't never heard it.
Oh, but you must! He was a master of compound melody. Just think of it, perfectly weaving back and forth between different implied melodies.
Yeah, I ain't so music savvy to know these things.
His use of imitation is absolutely astounding. A contrapuntal dialogue that creates a melodic stratification, but with complete control. You must hear the Gigue from the 5th cello suite. It actually
Make her
contains an
stop.
imitative
Make her
counterpoint,
stop.
a theme with an answer.
Excuse me, ma'am. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I have no earthly clue what you're talking about.
Sorry, I can get a little excited about Bach. He's just so cool.
And I thought German was hard to understand. Sorry, I haven't gotten your name. I'm Sam.
How do you do, Sam? I'm Johanna.
How do you do? I ain't heard people say that in scores of years.
Why ever not, I wonder? It's a perfectly decent way to introduce oneself.
Huh. I ain't heard anyone say why ever or oneself in a long time either. Could this be one of my kin? Well, maybe I can suss her out. Sure is some fine music they're playing tonight. Reminds me of a poem from back home. You hidden orchestras, you serenades of phantoms with illustrations alert, blending with nature's rhythms, all the tongues of nations.
That's Walt Whitman. Oh, to finally meet someone with an appreciation of old things.
I am that if I'm anything. Well, dang, that settles it. And she's got a smile sweeter than honey fresh from the comb. Reminds me of a lady I had a crush on back when I was alive. Sweet Essie May. I never had the guts to ask her out.
I don't know if she's a vampire, Sam.
Sam? Are you well?
Huh? Oh, yeah, I'm fit as a fiddle.
Perhaps a fiddle that needs a tuning?
Don't we all? Dang, witty too. Wonder if she's from my time. Say, I've got a question for you.
Oh, what is it?
Sweetly ask her out, suavely ask her out, charmingly ask her out. Let's be charmer.
So I was thinking.
Yes?
Well, dang it, I forgot how to do this. You know a lot about Bach. What do you know about where his kids ended up?
What a bizarre question. I'm afraid I don't know. I suppose I would check the local graveyard.
Oh, right. Yeah, thanks.
You're interested in Bach's children, but not Bach himself?
Well, yeah, I got my reasons.
You're a strange man, Sam. But you must get properly introduced to Johann Sebastian Bach. I'm going to perform his sonata in B minor soon at the Marktplatz. Would you like to join me?
That sounds mighty fine, Joanna. Mighty fine indeed.
The night awaits then. Come on, cowboy friend.
Oh, I got a date. Go, Sam.
And once again, the master therapist enters his domain. How are you this evening, Samuel?
Okay. So I think we're going to call it there for the night because I don't think we could get through another round of therapy. And I think that it's like a good place to stop because we did the couples therapy, we did 2 solo sessions with each, as well as all the Bach hater stuff, and then we did the small side story. So I think that's a good bit of gameplay. So yeah, let's look for somebody to raid. Yeah, interesting. I wasn't expecting a Bach hater section. Guess that's something interesting to do besides going to the bar. But let's see here. Bunch of people around, but I never quite know who to raid. I always feel bad raiding into people with significantly more viewers than me. Yeah, that one's got 400. No, not the 400 one. And that person's just starting, but I think they're pretty big. Let's see if I can raid into this person. Maybe. Looks like that's starting to go through. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I hope you had a good time with the Vampire Therapist DLC tonight. I definitely want to cut back to it and see how their relationship goes. But unlike the last couple weeks, we are only doing one Vampire Therapist this week. So we're going to be doing Fields of Mystery Wednesday and Friday. So be sure to drop by and check those out. Reminder, you can check out any of my older content here on YouTube. I've also got a Discord community we're building up. They get to see stuff before anybody else does. And if neither of those are your cup of tea, you can check out all my active socials here. But let me grab raid message. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you again on Wednesday. We're going to do some fun farming times. Take care. See you later.